morning, WOW community. I am super excited to be here, sipping my coffee with you this morning and sharing a few business tips about video marketing. So, first of all, cheers. If you're here watching this live or if you're watching the replay, drop a comment underneath this for me with either a hashtag replay or what are you doing for your video marketing? Are you doing anything at all? What does it look like? Where are you putting your videos? Are you ready to start video marketing? Are you unsure of video marketing? And what is it anyway? So, as I sip my coffee, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, video marketing. It was so difficult when I first started. So many things came to mind of like, what equipment do I need? What do I even say? Can I get over? This is the biggest stumbling block I find for most women in business. Can I get over how I look on camera? What? And not even wanting to be on camera. Honestly, ladies, it took my social media team months and months and months to convince me to do videos. And it's like, I didn't want to. It's like, I didn't want to show up. I didn't want to, it's like, really? Like, I don't look like a movie star. So I'm going to give you some tips in this month, in this video marketing series about how I overcame all those thoughts in my head about how I looked and how I presented myself and how I spoke and all those things. So I want to hear from you today as well. Like, if you are already marketing through videos, whether it be on YouTube, whether it be on LinkedIn, whether it be on Facebook or TikTok or anywhere else, I'd love to hear in the comments, how did you get over yourself? And I'm sure a lot of people can learn from all of us. How did you get over yourself? So I'm going to be talking about that in next week's episode. So tune in for that. Tips and tricks on how to get over yourself and build great content for your video marketing. So in last week's Coffee and Biz Chat with Michelle, I was chatting about why video marketing is the bomb in getting you some awareness and engagement online. Because it's statistically proven that people want video from you. And if you missed last week's video, then head over to my YouTube channel. Look for WOW Women in Business on YouTube and check out the videos from the previous Coffee and Biz Chats. Last week's has already been loaded, so I think it's called The Basics of Video Marketing and Why You Should Be Doing It. So they're filled with statistics if you missed it. So today, I want to talk about just getting yourself ready. What does it take to get yourself ready from an equipment perspective? What does it take to get yourself ready from a mindset perspective? So the equipment is easier than overcoming the mindset. But as I sip my coffee, I'll share it with you. If you're watching this again live, tell me, or if you are watching the replay, I'd love to hear, like, what are you doing for your video marketing? Even maybe drop a link. If you have a current YouTube channel, I'd love to go check it out. So, equipment for video marketing. First of all, your equipment does not have to be expensive. I'm going to say that again. You're not setting up a television studio. You don't need massive lights. You don't need a camera people. You might want to treat yourself every once in a while and, get a hair and makeup person to come in and make yourself look good. But that's from a mindset perspective, not necessary if you're going to do something on a regular basis. So, again, one thing from an equipment perspective is it's very affordable. Literally, if you have a great mobile phone and a stabilizer, What's really important if you're going to do your videos from a mobile phone is to get the right equipment to stabilize your videos, to make sure they're not shaky and you're not filming something that looks like the Blair Witch Project. You know, that shaky vibe is like, you know, all of a sudden your hand is shaking because you're nervous doing your first video, and your video ends up really shaky too, and that's really irritating to the viewers. So invest in a stabilizer. You can buy one from Staples or maybe your local source store or online. Anywhere between $20 to $30 for a really good stabilizer that you can hang on to if you're using your mobile phone. There are other great, very inexpensive options for your desktop. I actually prefer doing 99% of my videos sitting at my desk, on my desktop. So I use a Logitech camera, desktop camera, and literally I think it was about $40 from Staples. So it also has a microphone in it. So one thing that most viewers will tolerate well is especially if it's your first video, if your lighting is not perfect, they'll give you some grace. But if your sound is crappy, then you have totally lost your audience because they want to hear what you say. Some of them don't even turn on the sound when they're watching video, so adding a captioning software to the mix of the equipment that you might need is also important as well. So I want to show you a couple of things. I can't show you my camera, but it is a Logitech camera. It's about this big, and it sits on top of my monitor, and it gives me some great video. Oh, and I see the sun is coming out through my window. And so another thing you might want to think about is lighting. There are very affordable ring lights that you can put behind your camera to give you the appropriate lighting. So you don't feel like, you know, you're washed out in front of the camera or you're sitting in the dark. So there are ring lights available on Amazon. You can find them from the source at your local store. You can find them at Chapters. Making sure that you've got your stabilizer if you're doing it with your iPhone. Some of the stabilizers even have a mini ring light on them, so it's worth getting something where the lighting is really good. Another thing I said, like sound, my Logitech camera has a microphone in it. Some do, some don't. But I also, because I talk so much, I'm online with my clients all day, every day. So I invested in a quality microphone called Blue. So this is the Blue Snowball. You can get lots of different equipment, but this is the one I chose. It picks, I'm hoping it's picking up my voice really well. Testing 1, 2, 3. And I don't have to project when I'm talking to someone online. I don't have to, you know, stress out my vocal cords. And so when you're in the store, good morning, Carol. When you're in the store, maybe look for the best reviews online before you get there on what microphone would suit you in your video marketing. Some people like to have, you know, the old-fashioned radio microphones. They can come like that too. But it's the sound quality that is the most important of all of your videos. So lighting is secondary to sound. So even if your lighting isn't great, do it anyway. But make sure your sound is great. Make sure there's not a lot of background noise going on that your microphone will pick up. Good morning, Anne. So you really got to be careful where you do your videos, especially if you're doing it outside. If there's music in the background, if there's people talking in the background, or people having fun, or construction noise in the background. Good morning, Anita. Then you want to avoid those places and go to that quiet place that the focus really is on what you have to say to your audience. Another piece of equipment that you might want to take a look at purchasing. Well, actually two. The one that I like to use for video editing is called Filmora 9. So it's Wondershare Filmora, Filmora, version number 9. It's really a beginner software for video editing. And honestly, ladies, if I can learn how to do it, anybody can. So that way you can make sure that all your ums and your ahs and your bloopers, if you're not going live like I am today, if you're doing a pre-recorded video, or you're teaching a pre-recorded webinar, or putting a course together with webinar recordings, that you can edit it and polish it a little bit better. So Filmora 9 is what I use, and I don't think it was that expensive. I bought a lifelong license. It's like buying software. But the thing about Filmora 9 right now is that it does not put captions on your videos. So I also purchased a subscription to Wave Video. Now that is a video editor you can use as well, and I use it for adding captions. You'll see if you're watching this video again when I release it on YouTube, is that it will have captions underneath, because it's statistically proven, you know I love my stats, and I talked about them last week, is that a lot of people will watch your video but not listen to the sound of your video. So if you have captions that are well done on your video, you're more likely to get your message across. So again, we're talking about equipment for video marketing today, if you're just joining me. So I've covered really simple things like a Logitech camera, a blue snowball microphone, a ring light for your lighting, making sure that you have a great stabilizer. So my camera is stabilized on my monitor, but if you're using a camera on your iPhone, then you'll need to invest in a stabilizer. All of these things are super affordable, and then you make an investment in the back end of your video editing. You make an investment of both learning time. You might do an online course about how to edit a video from one of the providers or the software that you're using. You might want to chat with somebody you know who does video editing and saying, what software do you use? So making sure that it's a very simple software, there's lots out there. Your total investment to really get going on video marketing would probably be a total of about $150. And once upon a time, I'm totally going to date myself, so I need to brace yourself. I'm going to sip my coffee. Once upon a time, I went to university once upon a time, and when I was doing my marketing program, there were only 3 tools in the toolbox: print, radio, TV. And television was the most effective in getting your message across and having that great return on investment. Well, ladies, guess what? You have a telephone. You have an opportunity to do your own video commercials from your phone or from your desktop, from your office. Still super, super effective, but thinking about, okay, how do we convey emotion to connect emotionally with our clients? Because we're all emotional beings. That's how we purchase. So please don't shy away from getting yourself ready. Last week I talked about the statistics and behind video marketing and why you should be doing it. Today I'm talking about getting yourself ready. So having the right equipment. And the right equipment doesn't have to be expensive. But you really want to be careful with your editing. You want to be careful with your sound and your lighting. And then next week, I'm going to be talking about mindset and content. And I might even have a special guest talking about how to develop great content for video that engages your audience. So in the meantime, I want you to think about, okay, are you ready? Are you ready to go live on Facebook? Are you ready equipment-wise to set up a YouTube channel? And then once you have all these videos recorded, what do you do with them? Well, I'll share that more in the next part of the series. So thank you again for joining me for Coffee and Biz Chat. I want to hear if anyone's already making their own videos. What equipment are you using? What's your favorite camera? What's your favorite video editing software? Let's share some community love and get to know each other a little better in the WOW community and beyond. So with that said, next week on Thursday's Coffee and Biz Chat, I'll be talking about how to get over the mindset of, oh my gosh, I can't do video. I mean, my gosh, look at me. Ladies, if I can do video on a weekly basis and more often, looking like this, you can too. So with that said, cheers. Have a productive Friday. Don't be busy, be productive. And if you'd like to learn more about working with me and how to build your business, go to wowwomeninbusiness.com/work-with-Michelle, and you'll find all my programs there. If you'd like more Coffee and Biz Chat and complimentary tips on how to build your business, you can also check out my YouTube channel, Wow Women in Business, for some great ideas on how you can build and increase your joy, increase your productivity, and increase your profits. So thanks for joining me, everyone. Great to hear from you. Thanks for putting some replays in the comments. I want to hear from you. What are you using to get ready to start your video marketing machine? Thanks, everybody. Bye for now.